I recently watched 2023's Backspot, and you know what? This thoughtful coming-of-age film is good. And it's also a pretty queer film, more queer than I'd expected, which seems to be a trend I've been experiencing lately, and I am so here for it. Let's dig in.
I want you to welcome Eileen McNamara and Devin Sharp. They're looking to fill some spots.
When Riley's cheerleading squad get the chance to audition for a position on the all-star team weeks before competition, she, her girlfriend Amanda, and their friend Rachel are all selected.
We're all in? We're all in, baby!
The positions become available due to injuries to existing members, which speaks to the high-octane competitive environment they are entering.
This isn't middle school. This is ambitious shit. The last girl died or broke her toe. I don't remember. Either way, she couldn't cut it. You're looking after our top girl. She's exquisite. She's our ace in the hole. You drop her, you are dead.
Got it.
This pushes them to their limits, and it pushes Riley's already existing anxiety to a whole new level as she strives to perform under the immense pressurized environment she finds herself in.
There's people sitting on the sidelines, people who are ready to push their bodies to the limit. So don't think for a second that you're special, and don't think for a second that I wouldn't trade you out.
As she tries to please her coach, Eileen, it puts her relationship with Amanda in jeopardy.
I'm not gonna do it. Babe, please don't throw all of this away. Don't throw away what you've been working for.
How can she navigate the pressures of being backspot to the top girl in the squad, her relationship and her anxiety which threatens to break her? This film is in essence about Riley facing a crossroads at a time when she is shaping her worldview.
Where's Amanda?
She left.
Yeah, they do that.
On one side there is Riley's coach, Eileen, a tough, somewhat embittered, no-nonsense woman who hides her vulnerabilities because she has learnt the world is not kind.
But if you want to survive in this world, in the world in general, you can't show pain or fear or weakness. This world is not kind to weak people, especially people like us. You need to be a brick shit house.
And on the other, there is the kind, supportive presence of her girlfriend that draws out of Riley a playful and affectionate side. The decision becomes, what kind of person does she want to become? As the coach of the team she's dreamed of being on, Riley looks up to Eileen, probably even has a crush on her, which is only affirmed when she finds out that Eileen is queer.
Sorry, ex-wife.
She's got a wife?
Well, an ex-wife, but yeah, I heard.
Could she be any greater? She's literally perfection. She's perfect. She's so good. Babe, we're in the fucking Thunderhawks with a fucking gay-ass coach. Are you not dying right now?
I'm dying.
This knowledge only encourages Riley to push her limits, but she's playing a dangerous game. When Eileen asks her to force Rachel into the splits, the violence of this moment, coupled with pushing her body so hard that she is contending with bruising, open sore wounds on her feet, and general exhaustion, it leads Riley to start having full-blown panic attacks, but she seems determined to do whatever it takes to excel. Why she feels the need to push herself so hard can be traced back to her family environment. Her father is largely absent, frequently away on business, and when he's home, he's sitting in front of the TV watching sports, and not to be disturbed because he's exhausted. At the competition, at the end of the film, he's not there. Her mum has a nervous disposition, worrying about food being done right.
Did I put too much sauce?
No, it's good.
No, I put too much sauce. Shoot, I knew I did.
No, Mom, this sauce is great.
And concerned about the cleaning being done right. She comes across as the kind of person who always needs to be in control. Everything has to be perfect and in its place. The family home is sterile and grey. Even Riley's room is washed with cold electric LED lights, unlike the warm tones of Amanda's home where everything is just a bit in disarray, but it's full and it's alive.
Hey, I don't care if you can't get pregnant. If I ain't having sex
Mom,
in the house, you bet your ass somebody else is.
It's easy to imagine how Riley's home environment has led her to internalize the need to push herself to be perfect and to succeed, and it expresses itself in her ambitions with her cheerleading. Meanwhile, though Amanda clearly also wants to excel in her cheerleading, she is not willing to do it at any cost. The film establishes these girls as having a very sweet and loving relationship, which was lovely to watch. We saw Amanda taking care of Riley with how she tends to her foot wound from practice and how she kisses her eyebrows when she notices that Riley has been pulling the hairs out again. Amanda is good for Riley. She is grounding and kind. When Riley is asked to force Rachel into the splits, we see a fracturing begin to develop between the two girls. Riley, in wanting to please Eileen, seems willing to overlook the violence of the act, but for Amanda, it is the beginning of her pulling away, culminating in her leaving the team when she's asked to fill in for an injured girl when she doesn't have the training and would certainly lead to an accident. Amanda seems to have a healthier perspective on where her limits are, but Riley can't understand this, and so she essentially places an ultimatum on Amanda's decision to leave.
I'm not breaking my neck for this, Riley.
So you're just gonna do great and then what? You're gonna quit?
I can't get a fucking concussion. I have a job. I have shit to do. I'm not breaking my neck for this, Riley. I'm not.
If you leave...
If I leave what?
Riley seems determined to tread the path Eileen is laying out for her, but it's a brutal one, and as I mentioned before, it spurs on Riley's anxiety manifesting outwardly in how she plucks her hairs from her eyebrows. We have a number of moments in the film where Riley is seen to be doing this, which essentially amounts to a form of self-harm. When we are first introduced to this in the film, it is shown in extreme close-ups, which is really quite intense, allowing us to viscerally feel the turmoil Riley is experiencing. Same with how the anxiety attacks are filmed. It served as an effective way to pull us into Riley's internal workings, revealing it as the core tension of the film, the brutality of pushing herself in order to succeed versus the threat it poses to her mental health. By the way, spoilers from here on out. Wanting to find a way to deal with all these pressures, Riley, using a fake ID, goes to a gay club. There she is found by Devin, the assistant coach who has been performing drag at the club. So like I said, the movie is surprisingly gay, with Riley and Amanda, Eileen, Devin, and also a quick scene with another sapphic couple thrown in there too. So Devin escorts her out of the club and wants to call someone to come and pick her up because she's drunk. But when she starts to break down, saying she doesn't want anyone to know, he takes her to her place instead. He notices her eyebrows, and in a really lovely moment, he offers to help her with that, using his makeup to draw them in. This is a turning point for Riley, the moment when she begins to see that Eileen's ideology that she's been so determined to follow might not be right for her. It's because of how Devin performs this act with such love and care. There is something really tender about it, and I guess you could say subversive. As the only male character in the film, I loved seeing the man being the one to offer this tenderness. I loved that it was a black and gay man too who was using makeup, typically seen as a feminine thing. It plays against stereotypes and makes this feel like a very human moment. When Riley, feeling safe in this environment, voices her desire to emulate Eileen,
I want to be a brick shit house.
What? Why? Who wants to be a shithouse? That's disgusting.
he offers a simple but much needed reality check for her.
Eileen said I should be a shit house.
Well, yeah, that tracks. She's just a person.
Off this moment, we see Riley looking at her cheering with new eyes, and it seems to help her find her voice when she speaks up for Rachel when she is struggling with a move.
Last time she did when she fell. Water it down.
She shows Amanda that she now understands her decision to leave by showing up to her work and helping her clean up. And I think the most definitive sign that she's broken away from the path Eileen had traced out for her is when she chooses to sing the song Eileen, a song that Devin had very pointedly said should never be sung in Eileen's presence earlier on in the film. And I feel she did this as a way of asserting herself, of stepping away from the precipice of what could have been a toxic mental spiral. She has found her strength, navigated her way through a delicate situation, and found her grounding. With her relationship with Amanda back on, we see her having fun with her, showing how she has created the space for her to be a teenager, balanced with the demands of her training, and so the film ends on a really lovely and uplifting note. What I think I appreciate about this film, and in a growing number of coming-of-age films that I've seen recently, is that while the characters are queer, and that is prominent in the narrative, it feels like there has been an evolution of how they are portrayed. While coming-of-age stories are still needed, it feels like we're seeing more coming-of-age stories that look beyond this initial moment in a queer person's life. Here, the story isn't about Riley and Amanda falling in love, or Riley realizing that she's gay. It's about Riley stepping into her power, with Amanda playing a pivotal part of that narrative. And like I said, it's a lovely relationship to witness, so it gives those good vibes, and it's still a story filled with queer people. To boot, we have two queer actors in Devery Jacobs and Evan Rachel Wood. I would guess there were more queer actors in there too. And so overall, this is a well-done, engaging story with some lovely performances. If you haven't seen it, I think it should go on your to-watch list. If you want more reviews of sapphic content, click the playlist on your screen. Until next time, lady lovers.